This is the alpha version of the genetic system builder. I'm just going to show you how it runs. We're going to start by choosing what we're going to trade. We could possibly use ES30 and ES15 or 60, but I'll just choose ES30 for now. And then I'm going to choose the data streams, and I'm going to use the ES, the Dow, and the cash indice of the S&P 500. So we can trade multiple data streams without having to use CSV files to import oscillators and various things like that. I'm going to run for 100,000 generations, a population of 200, and I'm going to use 50% training followed by 25% test and out of sample. And then all we need to do is go, actually one other thing, we need to put in some filters of what type of systems, how fine we want to choose the good system. So I'm just going to look for a system that's relatively linear. That's the only criteria I have at this stage. I'm going to tighten that criteria once we've been running for a few minutes. So I just do operation start, and that's already built a system, but it hasn't. Oh, there we are. There's one that's already met the criteria. And if we look at that, that's our first system. Now that's nothing rocket science. The speed is quite phenomenal. At the moment it's doing about 10,000 systems per minute on a particularly fast overclocked computer, and it looks like it's going to take about 3 hours to complete all those systems. 2 million systems we're looking at out of a possible 1.5 to the power of 24 systems. So we will leave that for a few more minutes, and we'll see as the systems come up how that, here we are, we've got more populating already. So again, not a fantastic system. Another one here, again not fantastic, and again not at all good. So more and more systems have been populated, and to get this to go to TradeStation, we just simply go to TradeStation script, and then we can cut and paste that into TradeStation. Looks like systems have been populated in an extremely fast rate. That one there is reasonable, and that's just after 1.5 minutes of trading. So again, I'll just scroll down the list, and that's not good. And so we can just run this for hours and hours, and end of the day we will choose the system that we consider the best system as far as how linear the equity curve is and what the profit per trade is and profit factor and various other things. And from there we will seek to improve the system. The genetic system builder has been running for 3 hours 57 minutes, and it's only looked at the data of what's in red, so in the left half of the screen, and I'm going to sort the systems of the left half by the most linear systems. That's the Pearson's correlation, that's that figure R. So you can see that the in sample went well and out of sample was very poor, and so there's no filtering on anything on the right hand side. So I'm just going to scroll down and you'll see how many systems actually go okay. That one's good out of sample. My complaint with system builders is they typically do great for in sample results and very poor out of sample. But you can see the amount of systems there that are doing okay out of sample is actually much higher than what you'd normally expect to see in a system builder. That's an example of something just terrible. That looked great in sample. In later versions of the system builder, all of these will actually be walk forward tested, so therefore we're quite sure that the system that we see is going to be a valid trading system, and we just want to refine it further. That's a good system there again. So what I'm going to do is now just put some filters on the test and validation. So that's the right part of the screen. And the only filter I'm going to put in is a Pearson's correlation to a straight line. And that basically means that we'll be looking for systems that have a nice linear equity curve. And that'll reduce the amount of systems substantially in that list. So now I'll go through them. As you can see, systems overall are looking great, but because these aren't walk forwarded, there's no actual guarantee that these are going to be valid and good systems. And we still need to do some parameter optimization and apply some additional filters to improve the profits per trade. You'll see, in fact, that's the amount of systems that we have there that fitted that criteria after 4 hours of optimizing. There was a total of 2 million systems created out of a possible 1.5 to the power of 24 possible systems. So that's billions and billions of possibilities. We tried 2 million of them. Obviously, if you leave the program running for longer, you get different and more and better systems. The first system in the documentation actually took only 8 minutes for the system builder to find, but normally I'd expect a bit more time for it to take than that. This was the next system that I tried on TradeStation from Genetic System Builder. You can see it's made 136,000, profit factor of 1.46, average trade of $49, and $5,700 drawdown. Not great metrics, but that is a raw system out of the system builder with no optimization, no additional filters in there whatsoever. So now I don't often do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put data that's much earlier on in time. And if this didn't work, I'm not going to be too concerned about it because it's a very long time ago, and sometimes early in the contract systems don't trade well. But anything before probably about February 2001 here is completely out of sample. Regardless of those results, I need to do some refining of the system to improve the performance metrics as I did with the previous one. But if we just wait for that to turn up, we'll then look at the graph and we'll see how the out of sample pre-February 2001 results look like. So everything to the left of this line is completely out of sample. I can see that the curve is extremely linear. Note also that this last section here from November 2016 is flat, which is consistent with other periods before the curve, but that's also been a particularly hard time for trading systems post the election of Trump. The feedback from people has been fantastic on this product, and there's a real demand for it, and there's a lot of issues with the people who have already built these sorts of projects. Everything from poor documentation to it simply doesn't work well, or it crashes or is unreliable. If you have interest in this, you can actually look at the roadmap and follow the progress. You can also fill in the web form, and that way I can get your details on file and keep you with updates. So trademade.info, systembuilder.htm. Thanks for listening. Bye.